there, welcome to Colors. I'm Erica. On today's video, we are doing day 10 of our 12 days of coloring Christmas. Today, I'm going to focus on poinsettias. We're going to do, I probably won't use all of this, but this is just a sample of some of the poinsettia related items that I have. I have a few PDFs, printable digital stamps. I have this beautiful stencil that I want to try to use. I have this really cool embossing folder, and then of course stamps. Lots of stamps. So I'm going to try to use a mix of some of these and make probably just a couple of cards this time. It's not going to be as many as the snowman video because I am running a little behind on my timing this time. So these last few videos are pretty much day before they air kind of videos. So, okay, so this is what I have. I will get my first, my supplies for my first card together, and I will be right back with you. Okay, so I have a couple of my images here stamped, and I'm going to do a little bit of ink coloring. So since this is water reactive, I can use my water brush, and I should be able to come in and give this like a painterly look. It works a lot better if you do it on watercolor paper, but it should work okay for me here, because this cardstock should be good enough for it. But basically what this does, it reactivates the ink that is on my paper. Since I'm using Distress inks, it reactivates that ink, and then I can kind of give it a little bit of a painterly look. For this one, I am going to take another color of ink, and I'm gonna fill in the leaves. And I've just got a big clear acrylic block next to my side here. You could use any kind of slick surface that you have handy. Anything like that'll work. Okay. I need to clean my brush. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a little bit of color into these berries down here. Hopefully it won't go too far out of the berry since it's already kind of wet right here. I might bleed a little bit, but that's okay because that'll add to that painterly look, you know, that we're going for. And then up here, I'm going to try first to just kind of bring the color in from the outside edges. I think I'll just be able to do it just by adding water. So I don't know if you guys can see a difference at all, but I am going to add just a little bit of this pink, I think. Yeah, there we go. Yep. So I do appreciate the graphic looks, but I like things to be a little bit softer. So I don't mind those bold graphic lines. I just want it to be, like I said, just a tiny little bit softer. So I'm just going to add that pink, which is that I did stamp with this. So it's like a really light red. So it's called Worn Lipstick. And I stamped with that in the center and then did like a darker red around the outside, which I think I might actually grab that dark red. So this is Tim Holtz's new color. This is the Lumberjack Plaid. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of that and put it on the outside edges of my flower. That's quite a bit in there. I don't need quite that much. Just need a tiny bit. And then I'm going to let it kind of do its thing, mesh together. And then we'll give that a second to dry while I get the rest of my card supplies ready. And then we'll do a little bit maybe on the inside here. Just like where things would overlap. And then around the center part. Okay. All right, there is that. And I'm going to do some stickles on the center of this, so I'm not going to mess with that. So I am going to set this aside to dry. I'm going to do these other little leaf things and stamp a couple more leaves, and then I will be right back with you. Okay, so I have a card base here that has some nice shimmery white with a foil, gold foil border here. I did heat emboss, stamped and heat embossed my sentiment in gold ink. So I'm going to pop that up right about there, I think. I'm going to lay my card out so you guys can kind of see what my plan is. And then I will speed it up as I assemble the card. But I'm going to put the poinsettia right in the middle. And I'm going to layer a bunch of these pieces of greenery. So I went through and cut everything out that I had stamped. So we'll get all the stuff layered in here. I'm going to have little pieces of holly leaves sticking out everywhere, but I will just kind of go through and layer that in and get that stamped on there. So I will speed that up and let you guys see. Okay, and then there is the first card. I will mount that on a note card, and that'll be a lovely card for one of my people. All right, so that is that first one. Next, we're going to switch to this one. This is just going to be straight coloring, although I might use some of those same colors that I used from my yeah, I think I will. So I'm going to get I have my little palette here just so you guys can see what colors I'm using. So I'm going to use let's try candied apple this time. So we'll use that one, and then we're going to use some shabby shutters and pine needles for sure. And then we might use some of this iced spruce again. So those are the colors that I am going to work with at first. So I'm just going to grab my water brush and kind of get started. I'm just going to go ahead and color in the poinsettia leaves here. While that is drying, I am going to add some color to the outside edge of this. I'm going to use, what do I want to use here? Yeah, I think I'm going to use the red because I had thought that I maybe would use greens, but I have enough green on here. I think I'm going to do the red. So we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to pop it in my little doodad up here. I've got my little blending brush. Grab some ink and just start blending on some color. I kind of even just like it like that, with just a little bit coming down, not really going all the way down. What do you think of that? I kind of like that. Okay, and then 2 more things I'm going to do. I'm going to take this platinum stickles and just do a little bit of stickles right in the center of that flower. And then I think I'm also going to add to the holidays here, I'm going to add some glitter with my clear stardust. I'm just going to trace right over top of that. All right, next I have this cute little gnome stack, I guess. So I'm just going to go through and color this all with some of my different alcohol markers, and that'll be a quick and simple card here. Okay, and then for the last card, I went ahead and heat embossed a couple of stamps. So I have this beautiful poinsettia and just the happy holidays. And I'm just going to add a little bit of color to the poinsettia. So I'm going to do a little bit of worn lipstick and some festive berries. And then we'll see how that goes. I might add in some of this lumberjack plaid, but I don't know for sure. And I'm just going to actually just pick it up with my water brush again. And we're going to do the majority of the leaf in this color. What I like to do I like to do the embossing because it keeps that color in there, like creates these little wells for your watercolor. It's kind of cool. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab a little bit of the candied festive berries and just paint that in. And it's just me going back and forth and adding shading here and there with the darker color. Trying not to be super heavy-handed with that dark one. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do the whole way around on the poinsettia, and I will be right back with you guys. All right, so here is the finished product of all of my cards. I really like the way these turned out. So they're very different. Well, this one's very different from these. These are all kind of painterly since I used my distress inks to kind of do those. But I do like the way they turned out. So here's this one. I did take a clear Stardust pen and went over the top of the holidays there and added a couple of sequins, but there's that one on the note card there. Then I've got this one. This one is really simple, but it's super pretty. I really like the way this turned out. I could have maybe done a little bit more inking around the edges, but I really wanted it to be pretty soft. And I like the way that that turned out. And like I said, I love the way that the embossed stamped image gives you those little wells that you can just kind of play in. Really like the way that one turned out. Now that stamp set also came with like leaves and stuff that I could have done a whole thing with, and I probably will play around with that a little bit more. But then I added in some sequins and put it on a metallic cardstock, gold cardstock, to match the embossing powder. This was the first one I did, so it's got that foil background, and then all of those fun stamped and cut out images. And then this one is the only one that I did with my alcohol markers today, but I used the my embossing folder and a couple different yellows and greens and reds, and then embossed a little sentiment here. And I just thought it turned out really cute. So that's all of it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really had fun making these cards today. I really want to play some more, but it's late, so I need to go to bed. So that is it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and until tomorrow, I'll see you later. Bye.